The Nissan GT-R has always been about one thing and one thing only: speed. It loves going fast, hates going slow, and absolutely despises being stationary. That's no exaggeration. Let me prove it to you. Just listen to this. As you start up the engine, there's a little rattle, then a boom, which is great, but it never really settles down. It's almost as if the car's moaning about the fact that you've been away in the first place. It's just constantly whining at you. Even worse than that is the constant grinding noise from the diffs. It's metal on metal, and it sounds as if the very act of staying stationary is causing the GT-R to slowly grind itself to death. It's not happy. And don't think that low speed driving is enough to satisfy the GT-R either. Previous versions have been just as unhappy when pottering around from A to B. The suspension is rock hard. Sure, you can make it harder or softer, allegedly, with 3 settings: race, standard, and comfort, but they might as well have labeled them "holy shit my back," "mattress full of rocks," and "awkward boner," because they were all rock solid. On top of that, it was hard to maneuver because of the epic turning circle, and parking was near impossible because even putting your foot near the accelerator caused it to lurch forward or backward by 20 feet at a time. The GT-R was, by any measure, a bit of a pain to live with. But pay attention to the key word here: was. Things have changed. This is the new 2016 GT-R. Specifically, the car I'm in is the 45th anniversary special edition model, of which there are only 45 in the world, just 6 in the UK. This one gets the fancy champagne gold paintwork, which is a throwback to the paint job you got on the original GT-R from back in the day, and it's based on the GT-R Premium Edition, which comes with more power, more torque, yada yada yada. But the main difference is it's just a hell of a lot nicer to live with day to day. There are 2 big improvements for me. First of all, NVH is a lot better. That's noise, vibration, and harshness. Sure, it still grinds away like a good one, but it's a hell of a lot better than the previous car. Nowadays, when you get in a GT-R, your passengers won't be asking you constantly whether or not there's something wrong with it. Importantly, the suspension has been tweaked a lot. They've modified both the damper rates and the shock absorbers and the ECU setting, so in the normal mode, it's totally tolerable. And if you flick it into comfort, it's exactly that: comfy. It doesn't jiggle around like it's driving around over a road full of frozen McNuggets. Potholes aren't an issue at all, and speed bumps, well, you can take them as fast as you want, within reason. The super responsive throttle I spoke about, yep, it's still a pain while parking, but you won't be so annoyed by the harsh ride on your way to the parking space. You'll be far more relaxed when you get there and less likely to crash. The huge turning circle, it's not so bad because the steering is light anyway, so 3-point turns are easy. Plus, it's generally easy to get on with day to day. You can get 4 people in here. You can get 2 child seats in the back. The boot is massive, and it's got cup holders and lots of space to keep your stuff. And the stereo's good. This new car is, well, nice. Now, it would be easy to assume that with all these changes that the GT-R has lost its edge, that it's become a bit of a pussycat. But let me assure you, this car still has the heart of a lion. And if you want proof of that, and you're feeling brave, then all it takes is 3 simple switches. Okay, foot on the brake, floor the accelerator, 4,000 revs, off the brake. And that is 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds. My God! Oh, the GT-R still got it all right. Oh my God. That reaction's real, by the way, I'm telling you. This car is super quick. With all the dials in R mode, this is a completely different car to what it was before. Not only is it quick in a straight line, but it's aggressive, it's eager, it wants to change gear more rapidly. The suspension is more firm, it's more planted, there's no body roll. That super responsive steering, well, that's your ally right now. The loud, noisy gearbox and diff, you can't hear them do anything but sing. As for handling, well, I have no idea how good this thing is or how fast it can go. Literally no clue whatsoever. I'm a decent driver, or at least I like to think so, but I have nowhere near enough talent in my body to get close to the capabilities of the Nissan GT-R. It's so good, it's too good for me. It doesn't matter where you are, what the road surface is like, how slippery it is. You just point this car in any direction you want it to go in, put your foot down, and it will just sail away. It doesn't matter if you're a racing driver or a blind, one-legged half-wit who's never seen a car before, because you can just go fast in this thing regardless of talent. The grip, sensational, the acceleration, brutal. There is no other car on this planet that can go as fast as this thing. I'm sorry, I can't think of a single one right now. Anything outside of a Bugatti Veyron is getting left for dead. Show me another car. Leave them in the comments below. Tell me about another vehicle that can keep up with the Nissan GT-R in a straight line. You know, name whatever Ferrari you want, whatever Porsche you want, whatever Lamborghini you want. And I'm not talking about stupid hypercars that cost £1 million. I'm talking normal cars, affordable by normal people. Tell me about a car that's as quick as this. If you're trying to compete with the GT-R and you're not bringing a LaFerrari, then you might as well be bringing a spoon to a grenade fight, because this thing, it's off the chain. It really is. It's not perfect, obviously. If I had one problem with the GT-R, it will be the fact that it's probably too good. It's so easy to exploit the power and performance that you start to think it's you with the talent and not the car. Then you'll get into something else and crash because you're actually rubbish. Or you keep pushing the GT-R and, like the family pit bull who was always so friendly, one day you'll push it too far, it'll snap on you and eat you alive. Until you reach that point, the Nissan GT-R is unquestionably still one of the best. This new car is softer when you want it to be, so it's usable day to day, but it's still an absolute monster when it's ready. They've tried to put Godzilla on a leash, and to some extent they have. But let's not get it twisted. This thing is an absolute untamable beast. This thing just makes me want to strangle a human being. Ah!